Honestly, Kendrick Lamar is kind of evil by duply. I mean, I think we all knew that, right? Like, after Meet the Grahams, like, everybody knew that. Like, yo, bro, man, it's bucking. Like, this man going crazy. This man going crazy eating Jake alive. That's one reason why I followed him. I knew he was evil. Come on, man. Come on, man. Would do anything for his vision. Facts. That's a dedicated evil man. A hating man. Come on, yo. He told y'all this. He told y'all this, yo. Manipulated Drake this whole way. How is that a good man? Come on. Come on.
Everybody thinks Kendrick Lamar is a great person, but below his surface lies a monster.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I feel like that's surface level people though.
This
like, yo,
man is quick to place judgment on anyone he considers morally inferior or corrupt whenever he sees fit. And while some think this is a sign of virtue, many others claim it's nothing more than a self-serving strategy to acquire status, power, leaving us with one simple question.
Lifting everybody up on Twitch for that Porsche, man. But I'm thinking of the little guy. We're thinking of the little guy, man. Come on, man. Streaming is hard. Streaming is hard.
There was a time when no one dared to call Kendrick's integrity into question. But along the way, something changed. Ever since the early age, he felt the need to be heard all around the world. But there was a problem. Coming up in the music industry is really difficult because you're often required to water down and become someone you're not in order to really move units. Kendrick Lamar has been fighting that notion his whole career. See, usually conscious and lyrical rappers like him remain underground to make room for those willing to compromise and turn themselves into...
He forced the industry to bend to his will. From Yeezus on, stop playing, bro. Stop playing, man. Even to this day, himself still making him bend to his will.
Commodity in order to reach a wider audience. See, but Kendrick, he's different. And at the start of the 2010s, he just asked himself, wait, what if I do both?
Let me make a woke concept album that's loaded with radio and club hits. And get this, they would all be perfectly woven into the project's flow and narrative.
Now, people just told him,
Kendrick,
but yo,
you live in a fantasy land. This cannot be done.
Good Kid, Mad City.
It can be done, and he did it several times. This way, his positive message could reach everybody, even those who didn't want to listen. That was Kendrick's strategy of fighting the evil ways of the music industry and staying true to himself. Or that's what he wants you to think. There's a whole legion of people out there that think all of this is bullshit.
So I see that, man. Yo,
I kind of get why.
Laughing.
He's a narcissist, misogynist, living inside his songs.
Before we continue on with the story, let me just say this. Sometimes it's extremely hard to differentiate those authentically woke, and I hate that word.
That sounds kind of, you can, what? That sounds kind of like every artist that you can describe that as. If you really want it, that's Tupac, Shakur, that's Drake, that's Jay-Z, that's Kendrick Lamar, that's fucking J. Cole. That could be everybody at a certain point in their career. And most in their career. Whatever, man.
But it's just the shortest one I can use. From those who use it as an aesthetic.
It's a blanket statement that means really
you
nothing.
can sell caring about a cause really
unless you're trying to describe the whole music industry.
How easily it sells. It makes for a great marketable product, and it's an incredibly effective way of climbing ladders and acquiring status. Whether you want to talk about the pastor who flies in on a private jet to lecture you about the dangers of greed and gluttony, or the revolutionary champagne socialist who... I'm sorry, I just couldn't wait to get this out. Parading around in designer shoes and driving a $200,000 Porsche. What, I'm supposed to trust you to lead us through a fucking revolution? But you can't even lead yourself out of the Gucci store. You're gonna what? Overthrow the capitalist regime in a Balenci sweater? Your socks cost $300, okay? You're not a socialist. Kendrick's album strategy worked, and it worked really well. And by the time Damn came out in 2017, he was the biggest rapper in the world. The Compton underdog had gone from calling for a revolution on Section 80 to analyzing his surroundings on Good Kid, Mad City to taking note of the foundational issues of his country on TPAB, only to revert the light back on himself and question if he was the problem all along on Damn. Now this is a good sign that someone is being genuine in their pursuit of justice. Some level of sacrifice on a personal level lets all of us know that this isn't just about you being the cool guy who cares about things more than others do. Because you're communicating to everybody, hey, I'm fucked up too.
Exactly.
We're all in this together, right? I'm not better than
definitely Mr. Morales in the Big Stepper.
All of this could just be a way of gaining trust from those you want to take advantage of. And also, the Kendrick we knew a decade ago is not the same guy anymore. Damn would eventually become the best-selling album of 2017. And not just rap album, I mean album.
Exactly.
He managed to do the impossible and actually
English
outsell
people don't
Taylor
count.
Swift.
That's
Can you
crazy.
fucking believe that? Everyone had their eyes on what he was gonna do next. The world at his fingertips, Dot decided his next move would be making the soundtrack for the Black Panther movie. Chilling and not doing anything for like 3 years. Then he came out of hibernation in 2021 only to put his cousin on, which, let's be honest, no one was asking for. And then hooked up with The Alchemist to drop an introspective jazz album in 2022. That's not what that album was about. It actually had a classical undertone.
Didn't even hear about that, so I don't even know. I didn't even hear about that.
And it was a pussy. You either get the reference or not. It's cool. All of this is to say that there's a reason Kendrick invokes the amount of trust he does. This is objectively not something a power-hungry individual would have done in that position. But 2022 is really where the tides would sort of turn for Kendrick. Because in the aftermath of Mr. Morale, he started seeing some serious pushback coming from his audience.
The fuck is council culture, dog? Say what I want. You say the vaccine mark the beast. Then he cut COVID and
Oh God, hold on.
Kendrick wasn't really
What, the auntie?
woke on this album. Actually, kind of
Oh
the
yeah,
opposite.
what they complain about? It's like two things. It was like the auntie thing. Kodak Black, who was convicted of, you know what I'm saying, of what he was convicted of. Like, yo, why you got him on an album, bro? We canceled him. Come on, man, stop playing, bro.
I think it became
damn.
apparent that his views kind of got more conservative over time. In that album
usually happens
especially.
when you
I
get
don't know
older.
what Drake fans think
So,
was on here, but
I
I
didn't
promise
listen
you
to
he
album
wasn't
like that.
talking about Joe Biden and
I was
gender
bored.
neutral
I was
bathrooms.
bored.
He
Straight up, I
actually
was bored.
calling
I'm gonna
out
keep it
people
real.
for the
That
same
album
behavior
bored me.
you guys
That album
think
bored
he's
me.
guilty of
That was one of
today.
the only
But
album
yeah,
that
at this
bored me.
point, people increasingly started pointing out how Kendrick is sort of a hypocrite. And if I'm being honest, I have to agree to some extent. I mean, this is a real lyric from the album.
I'm done with the sensitive, taking it personal, done with the black and the white, the wrong and the right.
Bro, liar, you know? Lying. And then he ends the album off by saying, I choose me, I'm sorry, bro. Both of these statements turned out to be glaringly untrue. Like, even Mr. Morale was just Kendrick attempting to heal the entire world yet again, but just in a different way. That savior complex never really left him. It was clear that Kendrick's life was at a crossroads at this point, and he was still unsure in where he was gonna go. And shortly after Mr. Morale, an album about healing, transformation, forgiveness, and growth.
Exactly. Then he have a bar like, yo. It was like, yo, I think it had to do with Kanye and Drake. Like, yo, they're healing. That kind of flipped me. Blah blah blah. I need some healing too. Something like that, man.
When Kanye got back with Drake, I was slightly confused. Guess I'm not mature as I think. Got some healing to do.
And then he attacks Drake. and then he just attacked Drake. Like, yo, bro, damn.
Obvious that Kendrick still held a grudge against Drake. In the 2-year period between Mr. Morale and Like That, Kendrick dropped 2 verses, okay, and both of which were a diss towards Drake in some way. Whether we're talking about the Hillbillies, where the beat was like a direct interpolation of a Drake instrumental, and America has a problem where looking back, the disses were even less subtle.
Truthfully, I be lying in my rap song, cause I always felt a mission I snap homie. His career didn't come with no life insurance.
Now, whether these were done strategically to provoke Aubrey or they were just emotionally driven decisions.
No. How come Kendrick Lamar fans like, yo, bro, he's strategically pinpointing everything, but except in this moment. Come on, yo. Come on, man. This is obviously him baiting Drake. He been baiting for a minute, man. Come on, man.
No, okay, we would just be speculating at that point. All we do know is that
do
on
with
March
Kendrick is
19th,
speculate.
2024,
all they
Kendrick
do, because he don't really
posted
say nothing.
On his personal
All he
Instagram.
do is speculate.
Hey, life gets
but that's
real
so
freaky.
obvious.
No matter where you
Come
at
on,
with it,
yo.
I never pick and choose what stories to relate to. All of them are
Come
relative. A good old saying can snap you back into reality sometimes. But in a moment of confusion, the best thing you can do is find a GNX. Makes you realize that the only thing that matters in life is that original paperwork, that TO2 code, 1 of 547. Yeah, I finally changed. It's over with. Dead homies. My big cousin Pad Dog is smiling down.
Anybody want to line it up? I'll pull him off the floor and flip your shit. I'm too Caucasian for this. I'm sorry. Bro, like, I remember seeing this post when it came out and reading the comments saying, like,
come to Atlanta. Heart emoji. When is the album dropping?
Bro, are you not reading this? This is a changed man at the point of no return. Bro is on some different shit.
In order to publicly diss you, I had to fundamentally change as a person.
I feel like people either forget or overlook this post, but in the context of everything that went down, I think it holds an incredible amount of importance. If not for the GNX that was mentioned in the post, but also for the mental process that Kendrick put on display here, which was instrumental in him lighting back the feud between him and Drake. This is unquestionably where it all started, okay? He's not even hiding it. Because 3 days after this post, I'm not even joking, 3 days, bro.
What?
March 22nd, like that drops, and Kendrick fucking lights the world on fire. Now here's where people get split, because Kendrick's contradictions, hypocrisies, and moral inconsistencies would be turned up to an all-time high after this point. First and foremost, Kendrick called out Drake for being a deadbeat dad, but apparently had no problem with it when he was using Future to diss Drake for the first time on Like That, right? I mean, Future's pretty much the face of deadbeat dads. Then, I hate the way you sneak this, if I catch flight is gonna be direct. Bro, both of these men were sneak dissing each other. It wasn't just a one-sided thing. It was mutual. I got more. So Mr. Morale was pretty anti-cancel culture. You know, Kendrick was trying to prove a point on there, but only to backtrack on all of it and use it as a weapon against Drake, right? Weaponizing all of his pedo allegations. And then on Meet the Grahams, he told Drake, "I'm the only artist that could offer you some help," you know? Which I think is a really disingenuous claim. I don't think at any point in this beef did Kendrick want to help Drake out, okay? I'm pretty confident, man,
you want to kick him in his neck. Stop playing, yo. Kick his back in. He didn't want to help Drake. That's not how you help a man. That's not how you help a man at all. That's definitely a lie. But you know.
So yeah, a lot of these moral objections were simply a vehicle for him to win this battle, right? I don't think that's a controversial statement at all.
I don't know.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to this. If Kendrick was really a saint, he wouldn't
he wanted him to die.
And he would just fucking lose this battle. Unfortunately, that's how the world is. I don't know what to say, bro. You gotta be sort of evil. But in order to get to the bottom of this paradox, we have to question why this battle was even being fought. Was it for Kendrick's own interests, or was it for the greater good? That's sort of the question floating around right now. I feel like this duality is something
I feel like that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Because when I think about my real intentions, I'm like,
yeah, all right, I want to do the right thing, but I also want
3 BBL thotties in a Miami penthouse.
Facts.
Respectfully.
Facts.
So I get how someone could look at all of this
some BBL bandits
and think it's performing.
And the one that holds
sort
you
of
down.
bullshit
Stop
in
playing.
the grand scheme of things. That this is a market like any other market, and Kendrick just knows how to take advantage of it. That's the other side of this argument. It's a dog eats dog world.
Shit is the way it is. It's never gonna change. We all want 3 BBL thotties in the Miami.
I think this line by Drake pretty much explains it. You're a dog and you know it. You just play sweet. Cole was coming at him for this too. You're a fake activist and a hypocrite, and the persona you put out there is not real. Okay, it's fabricated. You're only using this image as a means of getting what you want, right? The problem with that mentality is then you can't really trust anybody who cares about a cause then. I mean, everyone benefits in some way from their activism, whether the benefits are social or financial or both. The only people
Actually, not true. That's not true. Not everybody benefits. There's people part of the civil rights movement that get ran out of history books. There's I don't know. He definitely does benefit off that image that he curated by himself. Well, not by himself. There was space for it, and he definitely had help. I feel like he's genuine with it, but he also want to do other stuff. We're human, you know what I'm saying? We're human. We're hypocrites. We have a lot of emotions coming in and out of us. Pause. Sometimes he's a hypocrite, man. You don't stay the same person. You don't stay the same person from 2011 to 2024. You know what I'm saying? Everything in between, like your opinions will change, your motives will change. Sometimes you be like, man, fuck Drake, man. I'm sick and tired of what hip hop's propagating right now, man. I want to change it. I want to change it, man. Forget this.
Who can trust at that point are people who are just openly greedy and self-indulgent, who don't really care about any cause. Because there's no hidden agenda there.
Exactly.
Right? No
way
that
about him, man. Stop playing.
He's just openly a shitty person. And I think we sort of reached the root of the problem.
Stop playing.
There's an incredible amount of distrust between these two groups. And I think there's a lot of parallels we can draw to the current political climate in the U.S. Republicans and Democrats. I don't know why it feels dirty saying it. It feels like I shouldn't be saying this, but it's 100% true. Hey, guess which one Drake would be in this scenario? Truthfully, Kendrick is just like the rest of us. And at the end of the day, I think not even
he
he
probably
can
will.
distinguish
I think, yeah,
whether
he
what
will.
he's
He will.
doing is completely pure or tainted by ego and self-interest. I think both can be true at the same time. You can do something knowing it's going to have a positive impact on the world, and at the same time, take note of the benefits you get from it as an individual.
Damn, so when I do this, people react like this? That I'm comfortable here.
Another reason people ride Kendrick's nuts so hard is because they recognize this is the lesser of two evils. Drake is not the victim. Let's not push that narrative now. Let's not forget the amount of shameless fucking propaganda he was and still is pushing to this day. Like, bro, every time I see an Academics TV post, it genuinely makes me want to kill myself. I'm not even joking, bro. It's painful to look at. Nobody is perfect here, but Drake doesn't even try. I can't stress this enough. We know he doesn't believe in anything, right? With him, it's not even a question. He doesn't even try to pretend. So forgive me for letting the moral ambiguity slide on Kendrick's end. With all of that in mind, does it even matter all of this if the end result is the same?
Who cares if your intentions were truthful, right? If the result is a net positive, the ends justify the means, right?
No. Let's not go there. Because your intentions are the only thing that can consistently yield you positive results, okay? Everything else is unsustainable and a stroke of luck at best. After some time, and this
Hey man, some niggas need to get lucky. Facts. The ends don't justify the means? Come on, man. We gotta get some progress somewhere. Hold on, let me hear this again.
Stress this enough. We know he doesn't believe in anything, right? With him, it's not even a question. He doesn't even try to pretend. So forgive me for letting the moral ambiguity slide on Kendrick's
and girls.
With all of
That's
that
what Jay cares
in
about.
mind, does it even matter
money and
all of
girls.
this if the end
same
result
thing
is
I
the
care
same?
about, man.
Who cares
At 20,
if your
stop
intentions
playing.
were truthful, right? If the result is a net positive, the ends justify the means, right?
No.
I even noticed that Stussy, man.
Let's
Stop
not
playing,
go
bro.
there. Because
Bring
your
Stussy
intentions
back.
are the only thing that can consistently yield you positive results, okay? Everything else is unsustainable and a stroke of luck at best. After some time, and this always happens, the truth of one's intentions reveals itself through their actions, the results of those actions, and the manner in which they react to those results. But me personally, I trust that Kendrick's intentions are pure. And I think you should too. Why? Well, I say that there's a big chance that this man has the power to make hip-hop wake up and flourish into something we've never seen before.
What? That's no reason to trust him. What?
I say that there's a big chance that this man has the power to make hip-hop wake up and flourish into something we've never seen before.
That doesn't say that he has good intentions, though. I mean, whatever. I do believe he has good intentions. I do believe he has great intentions for hip hop in general. I've been believe that since like 2017 when he like tweeted X album. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, okay, he sees the real. He sees the real. I was a big X fan too, and everybody trying to cancel the man, bro. Like, yo, listen to this. It's real raw emotions. I'm like, okay, he know artistry. He knows art. You know what I'm saying? Despite everything that was happening with X, man, he knows art, bruh. But nah, I don't believe in Kendrick like that. Like, he will change hip hop like that. I don't believe that. I'm not trying to say he's not. I'm not trying to say he's not good enough, because he's a great artist. But I feel like you got to be a different tier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to Kanye. I'm just thinking about Kanye, bro. The Kanye era was crazy. Kanye artistry's like up here. Drake's like right here. Kendrick's like right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what would that be? What would that look like? West Coast? Ew. Come on. I don't want to listen to West Coast music. Stop playing, yo. I'm listening to New York music. I'm listening to 41. I'm listening to Sleepy Hollow, Chef G. Yeah, I don't believe that Kendrick's gonna change hip hop like that. Like, it takes. Who's the last person to change hip hop like that? Maybe Future. I don't even feel like Drake era set the bar or set like a standard. Like, yo, we're just doing this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Music that really means nothing. Type of music. You know, and trying to go from wave to wave. Whatever's lit right now. Be ushered into the Kendrick era. That don't even sound right. I ain't gonna lie. That don't even sound right, man. But hey, I'll see what that look like. I don't know, man. I don't believe it's gonna happen. But hey, if it does happen, I can't wait to see it. Simple as that, man. I'm out. Like, subscribe to Duply if you aren't already. Watch these 2 videos if you wanna more content. Yeah, man. Shout out Doobly. Kendrick Lamar was evil. He barely drank the whole way. Like, come on, bro. That's insane.